All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I'm Bernard Watts, and you're watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. Tonight, on a Monday night, getting ready to talk about the seven players that had an outstanding game against Baylor on Saturday. I got a special guest tonight. His name is Brian Howell of the beat writer for CU Football, the Buff Zone. So, hey, y'all sit back and relax because it's going to be a good show. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Christy Robinson. She designs shirts and t-shirts, hats, duffel bags, cutware. If you would like to order a shirt, the information at the bottom of the screen, or you can go over to my community page on YouTube, and there's a link you can click on and purchase that shirt right there that you see on the screen. All right. All right. Want to thank her for being a sponsor tonight. Uh, Let me get out of this so I can bring my guest up. He won't be here long. Want to appreciate him for coming up tonight and being with us. Yes, we do. Let's see. Gotta add him to the stage. What's up, Brian?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you doing good, doing good. How was your day?
It's busy, but it's good.
Oh, okay, okay, all right,
Actually,
all right.
got out to some women's basketball practice today, so that was good.
Oh, women
Off day for
basketball.
football, so first day of basketball practice.
Okay, you
Yeah,
cover you cover all Colorado sports.
yeah, mainly football and women's basketball, but I'll do some of the others as well.
Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know. I didn't know that. I thought you just covered football.
That's most of it because it's such a year round thing
Yeah,
with
right.
recruiting
Okay.
and spring ball, all that stuff.
Right, right, right. Okay, so let me start off by saying when Colorado before Coach Prime got there and they was 1-11, how was the atmosphere there?
Well, I mean, the people were. It's always been good people. At least I've always enjoyed covering the people there, but certainly the atmosphere, as far as like the fan base and everything, pretty down, pretty apathetic at times. Credit to a lot of the diehards because they would show up. I mean, they did almost sell out their family weekend game in 2022, the one game they won. So there were
Mm,
still some fans showing up, but certainly a little apathetic fan base. Towards the end of 2022, middle of it actually.
okay, all right. So when Coach Prime got there, what was the difference from when Coach Prime got there? So how has the atmosphere been there since Coach Prime been named the head coach?
Yeah, obviously, immediate difference. I mean, this fan base was super excited the day I mean, really, when the rumors were starting, they were just beside themselves. Like, you gotta be kidding me! Coach Prime wants to come here, and then when it was official, just super excited. And in Coach Prime style, he brought energy right off the bat. And I'll never forget that introductory press conference because I didn't know if I was in a press conference or the studio audience of a sitcom. Because anytime he said something mildly funny, there'd be people laughing in the background, and and it was just there was cheerleaders and balloons and all this stuff, and it was a party. And just quite an atmosphere for that introductory press conference. And so we certainly changed the energy around here.
Okay, okay. So I never been to Boulder, and some people that I know plan on coming to Boulder
Yeah.
on their next home games. Kansas State, I believe they play. And
Yep.
so where's what are some hotels that people who coming in that you would recommend they stay?
Hotels, I don't know. I've never stayed in Boulder. Um,
Okay,
the the I'm trying to think. The Harvest House is close by. That's right near campus. Um, a lot of people will stay like even in Broomfield,
right. I
which
keep
which
hearing
isn't too
Bloomfield.
far
Yeah,
away. Yeah.
yeah.
But the Millennium Harvest House is the closest one to campus. Like, it's literally, if you stayed there, it's not like a 5-star hotel, but you could literally walk out of your room and walk half a mile to the stadium. So
Stadium.
so if that's even available,
Right.
that would be an option. But yeah, I I've never stayed in Boulder, so I don't really know where all the hotels
Okay,
are.
all right, all right. I know a lot of people have been active, and I've been having some concern too. But like I said, it's gonna be my first time up there. Also,
Yeah,
what are some restaurants they need to know about where they can eat at?
yeah. There's a lot of different tastes in Boulder, things like that. But there's some famous ones. Pasta J's is one that is real
Oh,
famous among CU fans because the owner, Pasta J, has been a longtime CU supporter. A lot of events are catered by Pasta J, but really good Italian place.
okay,
Especially if you like garlic, that's the place to go. And they've got a lot of dishes actually named after former CU players like Darian Hagan, back when they won the national title, was a brilliant option quarterback. And they've got a dish on there called Darian Hagan's option, and it's like three different types of meals that are in one. And so they got one named after Alfred Williams, who was a star at CU and played in the NFL. So that's a great place. The Sink is pretty famous.
oh yeah,
Pizza and
that's what
burgers.
that hamburger name after Juju, right?
That's right. That's one that they named the hamburger after Juju, and President Obama even visited the Sink when he
Okay,
came through Boulder. So that's a pretty good place. The Dark Horse is a good sports bar. They got some good burgers, things like that. So there's some really good food in Boulder.
okay, all right, okay, Brian. Let's move on and start the show. I want to say hello to everybody who's tuning in right now, and especially everybody that's in the chat. What's up, Warren? What's up, R. Jizzle? Miss Johnson, how you doing? What's going on? What's up, Timothy? What's up, Miss Crystal Williams? Okay, Brian. Let's talk about the Nebraska game. Let's go back to the Nebraska game. It's a rival game. I'm sure you was there. How was the atmosphere in Nebraska?
That was the best atmosphere I've ever been in for college football. And
Really?
yeah,
After
yeah,
all those years?
and I will say I've never covered a game in the SEC or ACC, and I'm pretty limited to covering stuff out here. But I've been to the Big House for a game at Michigan. Been to Oregon, which is a really good atmosphere. But and Nebraska's like that every time. I've been there 3 times now, but this was the best. I mean, they turned up, for that one, and it was pretty special. And I honestly think that was a major contributing factor to how CU performed that night. I don't think they were ready for that atmosphere and ready for that moment. Coach
Right,
Prime said that after the game,
right.
but I think that moment got to them, and Nebraska, they brought it, and even the
Yeah,
announcers. I was watching the Nebraska Illinois game last week, and even the announcers were commenting how electric the atmosphere was for that game. And Illinois won, but Nebraska's doing something right at home.
okay, okay. All right, all right. So when we transition over to the next game, we played who we played next?
Colorado State,
Colorado State.
yeah.
So how was the atmosphere down there?
It was really cool because it's totally different from Nebraska because the stadium holds not even half as many people, so it's
Right,
totally different. But uh, it was really cool for Colorado State because it's a smaller stadium. They've always been a G5 school, but the capacity is 36,000, they say, but they actually squeeze in over 40,000 in there, and it was the highest attendance in CSU history that
wow,
turned out for that one. So that was pretty impressive, and a really cool atmosphere for that one. And Ram fans really showed up, and also Buff fans. Because it's only 45 minutes from Boulder, there were a
right.
lot of Buff fans there as well. So I mean, you had the intensity of the rivalry going on between that one, and pretty cool atmosphere is that there as well. And and really. You'll probably ask about this last week too, but it was pretty cool for that one too. So the Buffs have played. It hasn't been dull in the stadium this year. Let's just say that.
Okay, okay. Now, when it comes to Colorado home field advantage,
Mm-hmm.
how is the atmosphere at their game, or is they like people be saying we're getting ready to go to a rowdy
Yeah.
crowd? Is Boulder rowdy inside their stadium?
Yeah, it definitely can be, especially for night games, which both home games so far have been in the evening. And to me, I think Folsom at night is one of the best places there is. I mean, Nebraska was obviously better, but
Yeah.
there's not a lot of places that are better than Boulder at night. I
Okay.
mean, I think the atmosphere is cool, especially when it's sold out like it was the other night, and you have
Right.
that white out. Almost all the fans wearing white, and as long as it's a good game and they're in it, the atmosphere is pretty cool. And you add the rain like you had last Saturday night, and it maybe added even just a little more because rain either turns people off or it gets them a little rowdier. And I think
Well, it
it
got
got
right.
people.
It turned
Oh yeah,
nobody up right.
it got them a little rowdier. I think sometimes you know how it is. I mean, sometimes people like they don't want to be soaked, but then sometimes just like what, it is what it is. I'm going to enjoy being soaked, and I
Right.
think that they kind of took that on, and it was pretty cool. But yeah, for fans that are coming out to that next one, Kansas State, we don't know what the game time is going to be, but
Right.
it's a pretty cool atmosphere. I mean, that place, it gets loud. It gets
Okay.
exciting in there, so it'll be a fun environment.
Okay. I can't wait to experience that environment. All right. Let's talk about the game. It probably one of the most exciting games that other than last year when they played Colorado State. This
Yeah.
probably game right here, man, it had everything in it. But when you look at the game, how did the game go to you? Especially when it first started. I think this the worst out of the 3 years or 4 years I don't seen Shedeur play. Maybe because trip to the rain. I didn't. He played good, but it's the back. This is probably the worst I ever seen him play for his timing,
Hmm.
uh, pocket presence. But he still made some plays for them to win. So when you looked at the game, and you look at Shedeur and the way he played, how it looked for you.
Yeah, I didn't think early in the game he was very sharp. I'd agree with you there. I thought that he was off. There were a lot of passes that, just like, I didn't think he would throw it off like that,
Right.
because he's always so accurate. And he finished the game with 16 incompletions, which is tied for the second most he's ever had in a game in college. So he doesn't usually do that. And
Right.
sometimes there was a couple drops in there; those are not his fault. But
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say a good 5 or 6 of those were just him throwing a bad throw. They just weren't sharp, and a lot of them early in the game. But he kept him in it, and
He
you know, I
did.
I thought the two things that really were important is Shador's always going to keep going, and he's a
Yeah.
guy that can keep you in it. And I thought that it was really important, even though it wasn't dominating, to keep that run game going all night long. And
Right.
I was a little bit worried once it started not hitting that they're going to go away from it, but they never did. And I thought that was vital for how that game turned out, because you saw fourth quarter, it was the third or fourth quarter, I can't remember, but Michael Welch's first touchdown,
Right.
that was important. You had the run game going, you were able to be effective there. And then what was that game-winning touchdown? Michael Welch. So I think those two things were important, and I think that kind of helped settle Shedeur down a little bit. Not that he was amped up, but I mean, I think that helps Shedeur always when there's a running game.
Yeah, yeah, that man, it's definitely. It seems like to me when they get down, I think that cause of that special team look like the OC,
Yeah,
the offensive coordinator, kind of panicked a little bit, and it
yeah,
just said, "I got to start. I got to hurry up. We got to get two going instead of sticking to the running game." I
yeah,
believe they have continued to. It's okay to go three and out and punt the ball. I mean, because they got a really good defense, and just because you one score down or maybe even 10. I think it's okay to throw the ball away, punt it for field
yeah,
advantage for you, and put your defense out there. I guarantee you, your defense gonna give you that ball back if
yeah.
he
And
just sticks to the run sometimes.
yeah, and I agree with you. And it got dangerous a couple times, when they were down 24-10 in the first
Right.
half. It kind of got dangerous there, because if had Baylor been able to go up by 3 scores, I don't know if Colorado would have been able to come back. But I thought that was, uh, and they kind of, I don't want to say lucky. They sort of were.
Okay.
Shador hit Omarion Miller with a nice pass, but
True.
Omarion's play on that one, um, I won't call it luck, but Omarion really kind of bailed out the offense right there, because they were in a really tough stretch offensively
You
for
turned the game
several
around.
minutes, and then that right there made it 24-17 going into the half, as opposed to 24-10 or even 24-13 if you try to get a field goal. So I thought that was huge. And then obviously they got kind of bailed out when Baylor missed that field goal with about 3 minutes left.
Oh yeah.
Uh, that's not. I don't think that's been talked about enough. I mean, Baylor's missed field goal there.
He a good kicker too.
He's a good kicker, and if he hits that and CU goes down 10 with 3 minutes left, they don't win that game. So they got a couple fortunate things happen that night, which you need. You sometimes
Yeah.
need those in
They
games,
didn't
and
give
that
up though,
night
Brian. They didn't give up.
they didn't give up. And that's what I like about it. I mean, that's where you look at a play like Omarion Miller's and say that's a kid not giving up, because that was a hard hit he took. And a
I
lot of
know. To
a
keep his
lot of
balance
guys
and
go
stay
down,
up.
and
Yeah.
in a lot of ways, it was almost a perfect tackle. He just didn't wrap up, and it was a good. He hit him in the right area. He just didn't wrap up, and Omarion was able to keep his feet. I mean, he was literally like that far. His knee was that far from the ground. So they had some fortunate things. They made some plays.
True. True. Got a super chat. Let me read out right quick. Coach Bear, thank you for the $5 super chat. He said Antonio Branch, 2025 prospect, 4-star DB from Miami, Florida, has flipped from Penn State to Colorado. Yeah, I saw that. Appreciate it, Brian. But okay, let's stay there on Shedeur. Out of all the quarterbacks that are playing right now, I know give or take a few games, Shedeur is playing at a high level. Do you think he's one of the top quarterbacks in the Big 12 and college football right now?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure if there's a better quarterback, honestly. And there's going to be guys that have better numbers and
True.
that might look better at times because they play for Georgia or they play for Texas,
Right.
where they're not getting sacked 8 times and things like that. But um, you know, clearly, Colorado's a roster that's not at Georgia's level, right? It's a much better roster than it's been, but they're not at Georgia's level. They're not at Texas level, things like that. And I just think if you put Shedeur on a roster like that, the guy would be unbelievable and a
He is.
surefire number one pick and potential Heisman Trophy winner. I think what Shedeur does with sort of a limited roster, let's be honest about it. I mean, it's not a great offensive line. There's some holes in this roster. I think what Shedeur does with that is really impressive. I mean, somebody said this to me after the game the other night, and I'm wearing an old school Bronco hat, and
I see
not
that.
not on purpose here, but this goes into what I'm saying here. Someone said this to me the other night, and I totally agree. Growing up here, that this team sort of reminds us a little bit of the old school Denver Broncos under John Elway, in that they didn't have a great roster, but because you had John Elway, you had a chance.
Right.
And that's the way Colorado is. I mean, they don't have a great roster. If they had an average quarterback, this would not be a very good football team, in my opinion.
Okay.
But because you have Shedeur Sanders, you have a shot every single time. And you saw that on that last play. I mean,
Right.
how many quarterbacks in the country make that throw?
And he know he finna get hit.
Yeah. And also, I mean, to be your right-handed quarterback rolling to your
To
left,
the left.
and you turn and you're backpedaling
Yeah.
and you make that throw, 50 yards in the air.
In the
I mean,
rain.
in the rain, and it's right on target. I mean, what is there?
Man, yeah.
There's like 5 quarterbacks in the US right now that are making that play, and the other 4 are making a lot of money in the NFL, I think.
Right. Yeah, you're right. So when he made that play and LaJohntay Webster caught that ball for the touchdown, how was the crowd going in real life?
It was I sort of didn't recognize it because it's, for those that don't know, when you're writing the game and you're on deadline like that, you kind of have to tune a lot out, and it's panic for me. And so, but it was pretty insane, and all of a sudden you're like, I literally had a story written that they were losing the game because there was no way they
Oh
were winning
yeah.
that game.
You think they're gonna win,
And
Brian?
all of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness, I got to rewrite this story, and so there's that chaos, but also, yeah, the fans, um, you know, quite a thrill. I've gone back and watched that play so many times, and just to feel that energy even through the speakers is like, wow. I mean, it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's the kind of player that will give your team motivation to move on forward and
Yeah,
put on a good winning streak, man. That impact that that throw did and that play did, man, you just don't know what kind of positive impact it can make on the team. So let's
yeah,
switch and talk about the best player in college football to me. That's Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter got to be one of the best players. I know a lot of people don't think he can do it at the next level on both sides of the ball just because we haven't seen it before. But just because you haven't seen it before, don't mean it can't be done. I'm telling you, Travis Hunter is a different kind of football player to me. He the best I ever seen, and I can't wait to see him in person. So, what's your thoughts
Yeah,
about
yeah,
Travis Hunter?
unbelievable. I mean, honestly, if he keeps this up, I don't know how he doesn't win the Heisman Trophy. And you know, a lot of we know this. I mean, the Heisman Trophy is generally a quarterback award, and it's generally going to go to somebody that's on a team that's probably in the college football playoff. Right? They've got
Right.
one loss, maybe two. Um, you know, Jaden Daniels last year wasn't in the playoff, but he was on a really good LSU team. With Travis Hunter, I'm not sure if it matters how many wins Colorado has. I think if they're in a bowl, if they're 6-6, Travis Hunter needs to be the Heisman Trophy winner. That trophy says it's presented to the most outstanding player in college football.
Right.
How is that not Travis Hunter?
So
You
far,
know,
he's been.
think.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, let's just think about this, okay?
Okay.
No, nobody's doing this on both sides of the ball, correct? Right. So we know
Right.
that.
Right.
The other night, he played 145 snaps,
Right.
which is the second most in CU history. He holds the record from the Stanford game last year, but
Right.
145 snaps. What did he do on the 145th snap that he played?
He made the last. He made the
He
final play of the game.
he
The
he
Tiger.
he
That
he's
winning Tiger.
right. 145th play of the night, and he sticks the Baylor running back and causes a fumble that wins the game. And the guy is still phenomenal. 145 plays in. I mean, it's like a pitcher that's throwing his fastest fastball on pitch 130. So
Yeah.
it's incredible what he does. And
Yeah.
Shedeur said it after the game the other day. He's like, he was one of you asked me a couple weeks ago, is this as good as Travis can be? Because then you look at tonight, it's like, guys, Travis does this all the time.
Yeah. Right.
It's just,
But what took him so long to get him the ball? He didn't have the 4 catches at the end of the third quarter.
yeah, and you got to credit Baylor. Let's not forget Baylor came in. I know they didn't play a lot of passing teams, but they came in statistically the best pass defense in the country,
True.
and so they weren't that good, but they have players back there, and you got to give them some credit for.
Yeah.
Look, they took Travis. They tried to take Travis out of the game. He had 130
Right.
yards receiving, but I mean, you look at the last play of the game. What did they do? They had 3 guys on Travis, or that last play of regulation. They had 3 guys on
Yeah.
Travis, and that's why LaJohntay Wester's open. So
Well, yeah. And they want Travis to beat him.
they don't want Travis to beat him. So they were doing that all night, where it wasn't always 3 guys, but they're focusing on Travis a lot, and he still has 130 yards receiving.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. And one of them pass plays, I saw him, man. Man, he ran from one hash mark to the other side of the field. Shedeur just threw it. Travis came out of nowhere on TV. You couldn't
Yeah,
hardly see him, but come and make that play. But I said, man, who's throwing the ball to him? And all of
right.
a sudden, Travis looked like he was stumbling there, and he caught the ball. I said, God, what a play. Now, as a wide receiver, how do you grade? What's your grade on Travis as a wide receiver?
He's best receiver I've covered, and I've covered some good ones at Colorado. Even though they've been down, Laviska Shenault was phenomenal. He's playing, I think it was the Seahawks right now. Paul Richardson, who played in the NFL for several years, covered him. There's been a lot of really good receivers I've covered. He's the best I've seen. And that play you're talking about, it's too bad Travis didn't keep his feet because he would have gone for a
Yeah,
touchdown.
yeah.
The impressive, and I know you're talking about Travis, but one of the impressive things about that play, I just saw an overhead view this afternoon where if you watch Shedeur, he throws that ball while Travis is at the 30-yard line, and he puts it up in the air. Travis catches it at the 10 in stride, and it was pretty impressive. But yeah, he is, his ball skills are unbelievable. He's so much fun to watch, and in person, it's probably even more impressive. But
I can't wait.
yeah, he's so much fun to watch.
Now on the defensive side, well, he don't step it up a notch too, man. Travis will come up and
Yeah,
hit you. He did
yeah,
that last night, man. I mean on Saturday night, and I'm just amazed at his physicality and his endurance to play the whole game and still come up and make that play. And a couple times they were showing him on the sideline, boy, he was hot because he wasn't getting that ball. You
yeah,
can see that the competitive spirit in him, and he
right.
wants
Mhm.
everybody else to match his competitive spirit effort that he's getting. So,
Well,
you
that's
know,
one of the most impressive things to me about Travis is that he is not only a really good tackler, but a willing tackler.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you'll see those guys that they don't do that. Those DBs don't do that, and
Right.
um, people said that about Coach Prime, right? That he didn't want to tackle, and I'm not going to say he wasn't that way, but that was the knock on Coach Prime, is that he didn't love to tackle. Uh, Travis will stick his nose in there, but
When I was seeing Coach Brown would come up. Dion back then would come up and hit there. He might not have wanted to, but he
yeah,
did do it when he had to.
yeah. Travis seems to like it though. Like
Oh yeah.
he sticks his nose in there and will make a good tackle. I'm not sure there's many DBs that make as good a tackles as he does. I mean, I don't remember. Maybe he has, but I don't remember him missing a tackle or
I
having a bad tackle. I feel like when he comes up, you're going to feel him.
Yeah, you going
you know.
down.
But you would think a guy that plays both ways as much as he does would try to avoid that contact as much as possible. But
Right.
no, he's gonna
He
give it to you.
willing to go. He'll
Yeah,
stick his head in there. He'll stick
yeah,
his head in there, bro.
yeah,
Now, let's talk about this wide receiver group. Got LeJounte, and also you got Will Shepherd.
mhm,
You got Jimmy Horn Jr. One I think Colorado just got for its group wide the best wide receiver group in the Big 12 conference. But every
yeah,
now and then they'll disappear on me for some reason. But when you look at Jimmy Horn Jr., the speed that he got, and they getting ready to go to Florida, that's his hometown. When they play UCF, I'm expecting him to have a big game. So what do you think of the play so far out of the first four games about Jimmy Horn Jr.?
yeah. Jimmy's due for a big game. He had a monster first game, 198 yards receiving. He's been really quiet the last 3 weeks and
Mhm.
hasn't done a whole lot. And I don't know what his total numbers are, but it's been really quiet for Jimmy. And so he's due. you know,
Yeah, he
uh,
do.
and you hear all the time. Shedeur says it that hey, you never know when these guys' day is going to be. Travis is going to be every week, right? That's
Mhm.
just a given. It's who's going to be that number two. It's rare
Right.
you're going to see three guys really pop out in a single game. The other night wound up being LeJounte because of that big play. Omari
Right.
and Miller, also, but um, yeah, Jimmy's due.
He
I don't
do.
like I said, I don't know the numbers, but the last 3 weeks he's kind of disappeared.
Hmm.
I don't think that's all on him, but you're right. I mean, going down to Florida, this is going to mean a whole lot to Jimmy. Now, LeJounte's
Oh
from
yeah.
down there too. Travis
Yep.
grew up in Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know where Will's from, but this is going to mean a lot to Jimmy Horn Jr.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about Will Shepherd. He look like he don't be concentrating a lot to me out there on that field when he's a wide receiver for CU. I don't know if the stage too big for him or if
Yeah,
it's raining or something. I don't know what's going on. I thought he would be a better wide receiver so far out of the first four games. I thought he'd be able to put up better numbers so far, but I
yeah,
don't know the reason why.
yeah. I don't know either, and I agree with you. We got to see him. There was an open scrimmage or open practice. We got to see middle of August, and seeing him in person, I was just blown away. I was like, wow, okay, this guy's going to be. I thought he was going to be wide receiver too. I coming out of that, I was like, who he might be a bigger impact guy than even Jimmy. But he's been wide receiver 4 and really kind of a distant 4. He
Yeah,
hasn't done a whole lot. And I think the other night it was one catch for 4 yards or something like that. And obviously had the major drop there on the second to last play of
right.
regulation. And I think it was a good thing he dropped it because it looked to me like he was going to go down after he caught it, which may have prevented CU from having enough time to get off a play. But others have told me, well, I think if he catches it, his momentum takes him into the end zone. Either way, that was a big drop, and it was surprising for a guy that came in with a lot of hype and that was Vanderbilt's top receiver the last 2 years.
True.
I think that I hate to say stuff like this about college kids, but I think that he's the one guy in that group that you would say, all right, through week 4, he's maybe been a disappointment a little bit. And
Right.
I still think there's a ton of talent there. I
Yeah,
still
he did.
think that Will Shepherd's going to have some days. I think that his big game is coming too. Um, Jimmy's due, but so is Will.
Right. Right. I agree with y'all there. They still got time, but
Yeah.
out of the first four games, I think he don't get off to a slow start. I don't know the reason why, but anyway, but they still, I still think they still have the talent, and they the
Yeah.
number one wide receiver group in the conference wise for its
Yeah.
play. To me, I still think that they got time to turn it around, and I believe they're gonna get it turned around. So when we
Well,
look at the offense, go ahead.
think about this real quick. You look at that play by Omarion Miller, who that looks like a wide receiver one type of play, right?
Yeah, yeah, he do. He,
And this is
he was
and this
doing it.
is
He doing that in practice from
right,
the film that he's showing.
but this is the fifth guy who hasn't hardly played all year. That says something about the receiver group when that's the guy that's not getting a chance to play a whole lot, and so
True.
maybe he should play more.
Yeah, I think they're gonna try to figure out how to get him on the
Yeah,
field,
yeah,
starting coming up. Cause yeah, you make a play like that, man, that gave you the energy and really turned the game around for you. So
yeah,
you got to give him another chance to get him out there on the field. So when we
mhm,
look at the offensive line with Jordan Seaton as a freshman, he looking good to me, man. I mean, I know you don't got a
yeah,
couple holding feelings, but the dude looking good for me without a tight end on his side, helping and chipping. But he look like he holding up when everybody's saying it's gonna be hard for a freshman to play at that level. But through the first four games, shoot, Brian, Jordan beat that dude, man.
yeah. He did have a couple bad holding penalties the other day that really were kind of costly, but when you take into account he's a true freshman, there's not a lot of freshman linemen that are ready to go.
Oh,
And I've had coaches tell me, college coaches tell me that a lot of times it's year 3 on campus when linemen are really ready to contribute, and because they need that time for their body to go. So you look at what Jordan's doing first year on campus, and yeah, you got to take some of those holding penalties or a false start every now and then and say, yeah, that stinks, but you're a true freshman and you're doing a pretty good job otherwise. So, yeah, to me, he's not the weak link on that line. I think that he's doing a pretty good job.
yeah. So when you look at the rest of the offensive line, and some of them struggling, look like they're struggling on that crisscross when they defensive line they cross up to each other. Look like they're struggling to pick that when they played Nebraska and when they played Baylor. When they running that crossing, I forgot what they call it on that defense line. Like they struggle to pick it up right away. Like they struggle to
Yeah,
pass off
the
to one
stunts.
another.
Yeah,
Yeah, the stunt. That's it. That's the key word. The stunts. Like they're struggling with that so far. I
yeah,
think Peter Loho got to work with him
yeah,
more on that.
yeah. This line is struggling, and it's unfortunate with how much work they put into rebuilding it. But this line is struggling a little bit, and we saw for the first time this season uh, they made some in-game changes.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they pulled out Khalil Benson for a little bit.
Yeah,
They put Khalil Benson back in there, pulled out Philip Houston. So they wound up at one point in that game with the original starting 5, but 3 of them were in different positions. And so they're trying to find some combination that works, and that's tough 4 games in when you haven't found that yet.
right. It is. It is, man. I think I would love to see the guy that transfer in from LSU and FAMU. I don't forgot his name, but I would love to see him get some. I don't know if he's in shape or injured. The last guy that transferred in, that guy, I think it
Yeah.
was a 5-star coming out of high school. I would like to see him and see what he can do on that line.
Yeah, I'm blanking on his name right now, but yeah, he came in really late, like the last week or so of camp.
Right.
And so we'll see if he's ready. But yeah, he was a
Yeah.
12-game starter at FAMU last year. So we'll
Cordell
see.
Thomas. That's the name.
Yeah,
Cordell
that's
Thomas.
right. Yeah, Cardell
Yeah.
Thomas. So we'll see if he gets a shot. Tyler Johnson as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with him. I did not see him out there at all last week, so I don't know what's going on with him. But they got to figure out something because Shedeur was sacked 8 times, which was a career high, and the Baylor coach afterwards said we should have doubled that. And so,
Yeah,
you
so
know,
I heard what he said. I said, "Wow!" He said, "That what they
yeah,
playing all along. Put that pressure on, cause we finna get
yeah,
ready for some tough games, man. They got the offensive line got to come together, man. I
yeah,
like Yo-Yo. I would like to see Big Yo-Yo out there.
yeah,
The guy from out of the different country. That
yeah,
took a
England,
330
yeah.
pound, bro.
And it'll be interesting this week because UCF has played 3 games. They've only got 1 sack. And so, we'll see if UCF gets a whole bunch of sacks this week. then it's really looking bad, because UCF
So
is
you
not.
telling me UCF don't only have a one sack on the defense side?
They are
Ooh.
last in the Big 12. They've only generated one sack in 3 games. So this could be a good one. Yeah, I don't know if they have a pass rush or not, but this could be a good one for the Buffs to, maybe get that offensive line right a little bit.
Oh man, this gonna be interesting here then. Okay, all
Yeah,
right. So when we look at the running back room, the running back room, the running back room. When you look at the running back room from Saturday, how did it look to you? I like how they started out when they were running up off the two back in the backfield,
yeah,
but that special team missed that target. That kind of changed the everything, the play calling and everything. But when they first started off, I like how they came out with that running game, especially
yeah,
Mike.
and man, they stuck with it for the most part. I mean, they wound up, and I know some of it is sacks, but I haven't looked back yet. But if I don't know if this was the first time this has happened under Coach Prime, but they had more rushing attempts than passing attempts the other night, and
Okay.
uh, sacks count in that, so I understand that.
True.
But
Right.
they ran the ball a lot. I think there weren't a lot of holes open throughout the night, but I love the way Isaiah and Micah ran the ball. Dallin Hayden was not ready, but he will be soon. And
Okay.
they stuck with it. I mean, Micah Welch, nice 12-yard run to start the game, and
Mm-hmm.
he was still in there, rushing for those touchdowns at the end. So
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah Augustive picked up some, really nice first downs late in the game. So I like what they've got there.
Right. I like that room right there. So when you look at them in person, do they look like the running back be running hard to you in person?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think both those guys are hard runners. Micah especially, and he's like a little bowling ball. When you see him in person, but just a strong guy. Isaiah's got a nice running style as well. I'm
Right.
looking forward to Dallin Hayden getting back.
Yeah, I
I think
think
that
he's
can
got.
be a yeah. And I actually saw him. I was standing there back of the end zone on the field in pregame, and Dallin was actually going through warmups there, and so I saw him doing the. I don't know what that drill is called, the ladder drill on the ground, where
Okay.
they're shuffling their feet, and he looked
Definitely.
he looked pretty good, but just needs that extra time. So
Yeah.
he was out there preparing, but I knew that he wasn't going to play that night, but he was out there, at least doing some workout and giving it a go in pregame. So he's close.
Okay. Yeah, it's tough come back when you got a high ankle sprain, man. You can
Yeah,
practice it because your teammates know you got an ankle sprain, but when you
yeah,
get in them games, boy, they be twisting on it and everything, and you
yeah.
don't want to take that risk of injuring him and losing him for the season. So they did right by holding him out.
But I've heard also that it's a lower grade high ankle sprain. That
Oh, it's
there's
a lower grade.
yeah, there's worse levels of it and he's got a lower grade of it. So that's a good thing. I would be surprised if he's not playing on Saturday unless he does something in practice to tweak it. But
You
based on
think
what
he'll
I
play
saw,
Saturday? I think
I
I'm gonna
think
try to
so.
hold him out to after the. Okay, all right, we're gonna
Yeah.
see that. Yeah, okay. Hey, I got a super chat again from. Let me read this off, Brian, real quick. Coach Barry, I'm worried about our kickoff kicker, which young CU kicker is going to feel it, boy. A 15-yard kickoff isn't good to help us. So, what do you think about Feely getting injured? I didn't even.
Yeah.
I knew he was injured, but I didn't know he had a ACL tear till last night. Raw don't tell me he's gonna be out for the year.
Yeah, he posted it actually that he tore his ACL full tear out for the year. And so that's unfortunate for the Buffs, but um, you know, we'll see. Mata doesn't do kickoffs. He doesn't have a strong enough leg. Christian Palazzo, he did some kickoffs last year and the other night. He doesn't get to the end zone. Coach Prime
Okay.
wants it in the end zone. So
Yeah, he wanted
um,
it.
they've got a couple other guys on the team that we haven't seen yet. And so I'm curious if we're going to see somebody that we've never seen before kick on Saturday because Christian Palazzo's been the guy that's backed up Feely, but I'm not sure. He's maybe had one or two touchbacks last year, but he doesn't get it to the end zone.
Oh man,
So, it'll be
I thought
interesting to
they
see
had
what
a
they do.
kicker that kicked that ball 60-something yards, bro.
Well, Feely was supposed to be that guy. Stojanovic is a guy that has not played. He's a freshman walk on.
That's him.
That,
Yeah, that's him.
that's the guy that he's apparently got a big leg. I'm curious to see if he's the one. And I wonder. I think I believe Coach Prime puts the best guys out there, but I also wonder. Um, he's good friends with Jay Feely, and Jay. He's known Jace a long time. I
Right.
I, I sometimes wonder, was he keeping Jace out there because some loyalty as well, and
Oh yeah,
and
oh yeah,
and
yeah.
and
Relationship mean everything, Coach Brown.
yeah,
I mean, ain't nothing wrong saying that. I mean, we understand it.
yeah, and Jace wasn't doing a bad job, but I wonder if something like this, opens up an opportunity for like Stojanovic, who
I
can
think it
put it
will.
who can put it in the end zone,
Right.
and give them that touchback. I will say this though, prior to that 100-yard kickoff return, Feely wasn't putting it in the end zone every time, but the average starting field position for the opposition was the 20 instead of the
I
25, and
know.
so
He was
they're
going out there making some targets too.
yeah,
That's how he got hurt.
their coverage units were really good the first 3 weeks, and so
True.
they were doing that. But I think you'd much rather just kick it through the end zone
Yeah.
and save some bodies and just let's just start at the 25.
Right. Right. I got a question here for you. Before we move on, Miss Christy Williams said Draylon is a freshman, came in and made some good positive catches. So, what you think about Draylon as a freshman so far?
Yeah, sneaky weapon. He's looked pretty good when he's gotten the ball in his hands. That move he made the other night after a catch was
Oh
was
man, he
filthy.
snakes on him.
Yeah, so I I I think going forward, I'm not sure we're going to see the ball in his hands more than we've seen, but I think that you know they're smart to use him in spots,
True.
and I think that they're using him in the right way, and so um, I don't think he hasn't scored a touchdown yet, but I
Not
bet
yet.
he
Not yet.
does. I bet he does. I
Okay.
think a touchdown's coming for him. I think they're going to find some spots for him to where you know it's a key moment in the game. He catches a first down or he gets a touchdown. Fans might remember this that last year the Nebraska game, Tarvaris Dawson, kind of came out of nowhere and had a 2-touchdown game against
Oh yeah,
Nebraska,
yeah.
including a rushing touchdown. I think there's that type of game is coming for Draylon Miller.
Okay. He's talented. He's very talented.
Yeah.
Uh, Colorado got some lot of weapons still. People haven't played yet because they injured. You got David
Right.
T.O., you got Cam Michael.
Yep.
So they got some talent out there. They just need to get help. So let's switch it to the defensive side before I let you go. I know you say you had other things to do. I'm trying to hold you back 10 more minutes. You got 10 or 15 more minutes with
Yeah, I can do that.
you? Okay, all right, check this out. Let's talk to the defensive side of the ball. When they inserted my man Kaya Hill Green at that linebacker position,
Hmm.
that turned things around for that defense, man. What you think about the play of Hill Green so far?
Yeah,
The
he's
leadership that
impressive.
he brings.
He's impressive. He is a hard tackler, and you will feel it if you get hit by Nikai Hill Green. And
Yeah, you know will.
he and Levante Bentley have been a really nice pairing at linebacker. And
Right.
Trevor Woods is a really good football player, but I think it's just something different with Nikai Hill Green in there. His linebacker instincts. He's been a linebacker longer than Trevor Woods. Let's just be honest about it, and you can tell. His instincts in there are pretty impressive, and he and Levante Bentley together. That's a
Right.
good duo, and I like Trevor Woods coming in, on those dime packages. I think they got something going with that grouping right there. And so,
Okay.
Nakai though, yeah, he'll hit you.
Yeah, he will. Man. Like I said, I like that pairing, him and Benson. But my problem, Brian, I know you say you like Trevor Woods, but when they switch to third down, they take Hill Green off of Trevor Woods. That man, it hurt them Saturday night when they did that. I think
Yeah,
I think Kyle Hill Green's a every down linebacker. That's just me. That's just
yeah,
me.
yeah. I agree with you. He's pretty impressive. But I think you still want to get Trevor in there. But
At
Nakai Hill
linebacker,
Green.
Brian, I like to see him
Well,
at safety.
yeah, but I think when he's in that dime package, he's sort of that safety type. But I
Okay.
agree with
All
you.
right.
I agree with you, Nakai Hill Green. I mean, he deserves being an every down linebacker. I think he's proven himself, and um, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what would happen if they kept him on the field
Yeah.
in those packages. But yeah,
See,
he's impressive.
the problem was last Saturday when I kept looking at it, and I don't look at it again. When on third down, they take him off and
Mhm.
Bentley off. Trevor Woods, the only linebacker back there, and they got the three defensive linemen on one side and BJ Green over there by himself. And when the quarterback takes the ball, Trevor Woods dropping back deeply. At
Yeah,
first, they sent running back in motion, and they take Cameron Simeon Craig out to play. So it leaves
Yeah.
Trevor Wood back there by himself. Quarterback
Yeah.
that's dropped back man like he's gonna throw the ball, which we know he's not. And they run the ball straight up the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
No linebacker there. And they ain't scraping nothing like that. I said, man, they keep running that same place over
Yeah.
and over
Mhm.
again. Why they can't make the adjustment? But they
Yeah.
keep going with their package. So that was
Well,
gonna
and
hurt. I hope it don't. Now when they play UCF, that KJ Jefferson, he gonna run the ball. And they got
yeah.
two good running backs running the ball. So it's gonna be interesting on their third down to see coming up this Saturday.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I mean, and Baylor's quarterback was not a running quarterback. He had more yards rushing against CU than he had in his entire career coming into
Wow.
that game. I think he had 74 rushing yards in his career, and he ran for like 82 against Colorado. So,
Yeah.
you know,
And he did it on third down, man. I just
on
don't I
third downs.
kidding.
Yeah.
Like I said, the defense is lights out to me on first and
Yeah.
second down.
Yeah.
But when they make that switch to third down, it's just like I said, man, hope they make them just. But anyway, let's talk
Yeah.
about Bentley, the play of Bentley so far. I know somebody kept saying he got an injured foot.
He did. I don't know if he re-injured it, but he did at Nebraska. But he came back and he's played pretty well since then. He's good to go. I think that he's played some good football. I don't know that he aggravated it. Maybe he did, but I think he's played some pretty good football as well.
Okay. So when you look at BJ Green and Dalen Hayes, the defensive ends for Colorado, I was thinking they would have more sacks
Mm-hmm.
than they have right now, but they still getting enough pressure on the quarterback, especially BJ Green.
Yeah, they're getting pressure, just not the sacks. They're not finishing them, but that pressure is helping. They're throwing them off their spots a little bit. So that doesn't put up the numbers. People don't always recognize that, but they are getting that pressure. So you got to give them credit. And Samuel Okunlola had a couple nice plays the other day as well. And so those guys are making some plays. They're just not the sacks that
Right.
the sexy plays.
Right. The sexy play.
The money plays. Right. You don't. Pass rushers aren't making $20 million a year in the NFL for QB hurries. They're making them for sacks, right?
Yeah,
so,
they're making them sacks. Man. You're right about that. So when you look,
they'll get there.
Yeah, they still got time. Like I said, still got time. Everybody still got time. Like I said, I think they got the best defense in the Big 12 by far to me. Then when you look at the safety position, Cameron Simeon Craig, the way he's playing, man, he played a perfect game last week. I never seen a person that size. He's not the biggest person to be more physical inside that line of scrimmage, inside that box to him this year at the safety position.
What's funny though is I've always written about and talked about Cam as being a smaller safety. I saw a photo of him when Ed Reed was in town visiting Coach Prime, and it was a photo of him talking to Ed Reed. He was taller than Ed Reed.
Yeah, I saw that, man. You know that? I thought it was Photoshop, Brian.
I was like, wait a minute.
I said the same thing, buddy. I said, Ed Reed that small?
That's what I thought. I was like, wait a minute. Is Cam Craig the same size as one of the best safeties ever, and I'm calling him too small? But yeah, look, Cam's just a baller, and another underrated play that hasn't been talked about a lot since Saturday, because Travis's play was so big at the end, but the play right before that Cam Craig, the Baylor quarterback has a 13-yard run from the 15, and Cam takes him down at the 2.
True.
And if Cam doesn't make that play, that Baylor quarterback scores, and we're going to overtime. So Cam's play there was huge, and he had. This was an incredible stat I tweeted out during the game, but 7 plays. Baylor had run 7 offensive plays through the first 2 drives. Cam had 5 solo tackles on those 7 plays.
Wow.
And finished with 13. So I mean, the way he's playing the last 3 games, I thought he was good in week 1, but Nebraska and CSU and this last game, he's been phenomenal. I mean,
he's been the best defensive player.
I don't think that there's over the 3-week period, I don't think there's a player playing better defense than Cam Craig right now.
No. Yeah.
And I'll count Travis only because they're not even trying Travis.
Yeah,
You know,
everybody running from it.
so
The game plan is, I guarantee the game plan, them coaches said, stay away from
yeah,
Travis as much as you can. So
yeah,
that's why I was surprised about DJ McKinnon. He's not physical enough. He need to put more. He got them
yeah,
long arm, challenge the wide receiver off the line of scrimmage, and always look back. He won't never look back for the ball.
yeah.
But when the ball hit him, he could have had an interception.
Yeah, I thought DJ was really good in the first 3 games. I thought he had a rough game the other night.
Yeah, he had a
That
rough
was his
night.
worst game,
Yeah,
but he'll be all right. I think
yeah,
every DB is going to have a
yeah. He's
game
gonna
like
have some
that.
bad
And
games. Yeah,
Travis was not very good as a DB against Stanford last year, and he bounced back. And so
right.
DJ McKinney, I think, will bounce back. But he was really good the first 3 weeks, but just that was not his night.
Yeah. So what do you think about Shane Coates on that defense line? How you doing looking so far?
Yeah, got his first sack as a Buff the other night, and so you got to give him credit. He also had several tackles. He's making more of an impact than he did last year, and you got to give him credit for that. He's doing a good job. And think about this: they've now played 2 straight games
Without Block
without
Willie?
Chidozie and
Yep.
without Torian Carter's. We don't know how long he's out, but they're missing 2 of their rotational guys, including a starter on that defensive line, and they're still playing some good football there, and a lot of it is because of Shane Coates.
Yeah, I like Big Barn, man. I just love me some Barnes up front.
Yeah, he's
Look
doing
like he
well.
get tired and start getting no penalties on. They take him out quickly, boy. But he's
Right.
always start the game, but he get tired. Just need to get in shape and get his endurance up. And I think he's
Yeah.
gonna be all right. Like I said, I like the defensive front. And when those guys get back, last year Colorado was what 111 in the run. Now they number 3. They right
Yeah.
behind Alabama and somebody else for the
They're
rush
they're
squad.
they're going to get tested though this week. I mean, they are looking good. I agree with you, and they've done a really good
You think
job.
the defensive side, UCF gonna
Yeah.
test them? You think
Oh
so,
yeah.
Brian?
Oh
Brian,
yeah.
we
Yeah.
finna shut them out this week, Brian.
I'm just telling you that I've said this since the summer. UCF is one of the most underrated teams in the country, and their running back RJ Harvey
I keep hearing
is
that name.
he's better than anything CU's seen, and he's I think number 4 in the country in rushing right now. Ran for 1,400 yards last year. He's had
Right.
over 100. He's had over 100 yards in 10 of his last 11 games,
Wow.
including all 3 this year. He's going to test them.
I can't wait to see this. But you know what, Brian? If this defense is going, I think they need to run a 4-3.
Yeah,
3 linebackers.
yeah. We'll see. I don't know if they'll switch that up, but
I
they're
don't
going to
know
have
if
to
they
do
will
something.
too. But I think, man, if I'm hearing what you saying and everybody else saying about this running back, yeah, they got to go to a 4-3.
Yeah, and maybe some of it could be if Chidozie's back, and I think Chidozie will be back soon. But
What's
yeah,
wrong with him?
what's that?
What's wrong with Shedeur?
AC joint. He hurt his shoulder against Nebraska. Um, he's close. He
Okay.
might be back. I think he'll be back this week. We'll see. But they need him, but they need him this week because Harvey, as good as the run defense has been, I'm telling you, Harvey could run all over CU if they're
I gotta
not
go look at
careful.
the films on him tonight after we
Yeah.
go out. I keep hearing about his name, but I never really watched the films on him. They say he's a bad dude. They said, like you said, he ran for over 1,000 yards last year, Bernard. I said,
Well,
okay,
and yeah, over 1,400 last year, and they also got a guy by the name of Penny Boone,
plenty
who
boom.
they brought in from Toledo, I think. It was a MAC school. I think it was Toledo. He also had 1,400 yards last year, and he hasn't really gotten going this year because it's RJ Harvey. But they got 2 guys back there that can run the ball.
So
Plus
I like
their
it.
quarterback.
Yeah, they
So
quarterback too. So
yeah,
Cameron Scipio Craig gonna be down in that box.
yeah, he's gonna be down there. They're gonna get tested this week. It's gonna be a tough one for
Brian, you
CU.
keep saying they gonna get tested. You got Hillgreen, Bent, and Cameron Scipio Craig, and you think he's gonna get 100 yards on our defense?
I would bet on it. Yeah,
You would bet you would.
yeah,
Prime, some job. You don't think we
yeah.
got the best? You don't
Hey,
think we got the best defense in the Big 12 this year?
I wouldn't say the best. I think they're much improved defense. But
Oh, Brian,
look,
you let me down,
now
dog.
you got to remember, I'm supposed to be an unbiased reporter, not a
I
fan.
know, I know, I know,
And so
Brian. I know.
if you want my unbiased opinion, I think this is going to be a tough week for Colorado. UCF is really good, and
Well, I can't. Win this
the
game. Win this game. I got to get
yeah,
you back on here. And I was there, Brian. I told you so. We gonna shut him
and
down.
if they hold him under 100 yards, I'll happily come on here and take that. But yeah, but just watch out. They gotta
Okay.
they got a
Okay.
test. Yeah,
They got a test. They got a good coach too. I like
yeah,
Gus Monzon.
yeah.
He been around here a bit, and I'm sure he don't watch the tape. He know what Colorado weakness is. But when you look at Colorado defensive side, what's your impression of the defense coordinator so far for
Oh,
Colorado first?
yeah, he's doing a great job. I think it'd be nice if he did a better job in the first half. They're struggling a little bit out of the gate, but you can't argue with that second half defense. I mean, they've allowed 19 points in the second half in 4 weeks. That's pretty darn good.
It is.
So they're making some really nice adjustments in game. We haven't seen that much in the last few years, and so I'll
Right.
take that. I'll take that. I'll take 2 rougher quarters and 2 really good quarters over just 4 bad quarters. you
Oh
know,
yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you want him to get off to a better start, but you'll take the adjustments because it's turning out pretty well.
Right. And you got to get those other defensive coaches on the defensive side, the position
Yeah,
coach, Coach Lewis and Coach Sapp and the rest of the coach, you got to give them they due too because they
yeah,
helping them. And that new coach, that's the last one that came in from
yeah.
Alabama and Florida State. Yeah,
George Hilo, yeah,
yeah. They all doing a great job on the defensive side of the ball. Like I say, they had 111 ranked defense last year,
yeah,
and now they're third. And man, that's very impressive. That's why I don't mind them punting the ball and turning it over to them. Like I said, they just
yeah,
need to get off to a fast start on the defense side.
yeah.
And if you see something going wrong, don't wait till the second half to make the adjustment and the change, and
Right,
they'll be
right.
all right. But like you say, I can't wait to see this defense go up against CU UCF offense. So when you
Yeah,
look
it'll be
at that
fun.
game, let's transition to that game right now. When you look at that game, what some of the things that Colorado need to do to win this game?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it real quick. I do have to get going here in a
Okay,
second,
I'm
but
gonna let you go.
so I got something going here in a minute. But
Okay.
I think the Buffs have got to stop the run because that's UCF's bread and butter. They've got to figure out they don't have to stop it, but they got to slow it down. I mean, they got to limit what UCF can do in the run game, and the Buffs have got to find a way to get their receiving core going. I mean, they've got to run the ball themselves, but they've got to give Shedeur some time to make some big plays in the passing game because if he can do that, I think they can put up a lot of points in this game. And so, um, stop the run and give Shedeur time. I think those 2
Okay,
things right there, and the Buffs can win this game.
okay, Brian. We want to thank Brian for being our special guest tonight for Buzz Zone, one of the beat writers for Colorado sports and Colorado football. I want to thank you for coming on tonight, and we appreciate you for doing that, and look forward to talking to you again sometime in the near future.
You
Once
bet.
again, thank you and appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, you have a good night. Hey, like I said, y'all, we getting ready to get ready. Hey, we getting ready for UCF. Uh, I don't know if it's a lot of people think Colorado don't match up well with UCF, but I think they do on our defensive side of the ball. So, if you listen in right now, let me know in the chat if you're watching the broadcast. All right, which player on the defensive side of the ball for Colorado need to step up so that we can beat UCF? Put the name down in the chat. Who need to step up? Name 1 or 2 players on the defensive side of the ball that need to step up so that we can have a chance of beating UCF this weekend. I'm telling you right now, if Hill Green and Cameron Simeon Craig come to play and they keep them on the field all three downs, Colorado ain't gonna have no problem with UCF. Even though they're a running team, I'm telling you right now, Colorado defense gonna make a difference in this game because I don't think they can pass on them. Mark Davis said Hard need to step up. I agree. He had to get out to a slow start Saturday. I agree with Hard. Anquin Barnes stuffed and run. Agree. He needs to step up. Barnes and McNeil. Gotcha. I got y'all. Barnes needs to stay on the field. Barnes probably he out of shape. He out of shape. If Barnes and Shadozi can stop clog that mill up so those linebackers are eating, we're gonna be good. Jeremiah said McKinney and Hayes. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. I agree with you on that. Hayes gonna be all right. Hayes gonna be all right. He gonna be all right. Like I say, I like Colorado defense this year against anybody. I just do. I think we have the pieces. We got the players. The only problem is when they come to third down, they make that substitution. I hate that substitution. Anytime you take your best player out the field on the defensive side, you asking for trouble. You asking for trouble. Miss Naon said, look, defensive whole unit need to step up a little higher to get on 3 and out. They need to go crazy. Yeah, they do. They need to step up. The whole unit do. I agree with you. It's the third down that kill Colorado. And the special team, if the special team don't give up no touchdown or field advantage, yeah, yeah. If they don't miss no tackles and do something crazy on special team, defense gonna be all right. Because I'm telling you right now, listen. I don't see no team on Colorado's schedule. I don't see no team, especially UCF, can march down the field on Colorado defense 80 yards without any penalties. Now, if Colorado defense go out there doing stupid stuff and getting penalties, yeah, because that's what been happening. But right now, I don't see no offense, especially UCF, that can march down the field on Colorado for 80 yards. I'm serious, 80. I just don't see it. Ain't no way. You might get a first down every now and then, but you ain't gonna finna get no 3 and 4 first downs on Colorado. You just not. We got the defensive end. If they hold containment, we got the defensive line that I think is good enough to stop the run, and we got the linebacker, especially if they go to a 4-3 defense with 3 linebackers. You got Hill Green, Bentley, JB. I would love to see Webster or Johnny Chainsaw Chain. Either one of them in there with those 2 linebackers. I promise you, if they run that 4-3, if Robert Livingston is listening right now, or somebody give him the message, tell him to run a 4-3 defense on UCF. I promise you, them running backs won't get no 100 yards. If they put Hill Green, Bentley, either one of those linebackers like JB, Johnny Chainsaw Chain, or Webster, out of all three of them linebackers, they would hit. They would come up and punish you. I'm telling you, they will come up and punish you. Especially when you got BJ Green on one side and Hayes on the other side. Man, I'll tell you, only thing that killing Colorado right now on the defensive side is when they make that substitution on third down. I ain't calling no name who they try to put out there. It just ain't working to me. It ain't. It ain't just like working to me. You can see it on film, you can see it on TV, and you can see it in person. Mm-mm. Don't take your best players off the field on third down or switch it up. Sometimes you ain't got to go man to man every time. Play a zone. Man, when you third down and 13, why are you playing man to man? Play a zone. Mix it up, confuse the other team. They know you in man to man. And every time you know they ain't gonna go to Travis when you in a man to man, they gonna pick on DJ McKinnon or they gonna pick on Hodge. And 9 times out of 10, all they gotta do is run a pick play on either one of them. They open. Or put all their wide receivers on one side and put that one wide receivers on this side, and you 1-on-1 with DJ McKinnon. If DJ McKinnon ain't gonna jam that wide receiver off the line of scrimmage and turn his head around when the pass comes, all you gotta do is throw it up. 9 times out of 10, that wide receiver gonna be taller than DJ McKinnon, even though DJ McKinnon's 6'2". All you gotta do is just throw it up. And you know how the referees is. If you touch, if Colorado defensive back touch a wide receiver, they're gonna throw the flag. That's why I would go to a zone. When you're third and long, go to a zone. Go to a zone. Go with a zone. Too safe to hide if you have to. It don't matter with me. So now that you got Stoudemire back there, he did good last year as a cornerback. So you know He can be able to cover wide receiver. To me personally, hmm, I like the other guy, number 6. I like him at that safety position. That dude, man, that dude come up there and put that shoulder pads on you. But Herman Smith ain't scared to hit. Because if you look at the tapes, UCF got a quarterback that like to run. He ain't worried about throwing that ball. They gonna do exactly. UCF gonna do exactly what Baylor did if they catch Colorado in a man to man on third down, and Hill Green and Bentley are off the field. KJ Jefferson gonna run the ball. 6'2", 230 pounds. He a big old dude. Trevor Woods ain't gonna be able to handle that. He just ain't. That's why I would keep Bentley and Hill Green on the field on third down. You just got to, man. Hey, want to thank all y'all for tuning in tonight for rocking with me. I'm coming on every night this week at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm gonna try to have a guest. I know tomorrow night I got my main man, Steve Woodland back. You know he's gonna be doing his Ray Charles impression. If you, but he's up there with that Ray Charles. He's up there. Y'all gotta check Steve Woodland out there. I'm telling you tomorrow night. He bringing that. He bringing that Stevie Wonder impression tomorrow night. He called me. We talked earlier this morning. I said, okay, man, we waiting on you. And on Wednesday night, I got Coach Dre, the legendary out of Gainesville, Florida. He'll be with me here on Wednesday night and on Thursday. You already know I got my main man from the state of Georgia. Both of us, just two Georgia boys, talking about Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffalo. That's Greg said. That's right. And on Friday, I'm gonna try to reach out to I'll let you know on Friday, and I'll be back Saturday after the game to do my post show. And then Sunday, you know, I got Raw Demand meeting. So all this week, soon as I get off work, I'm coming home, do what I got to do, and I'll be here at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. If you don't mind, hit the like button for me. And also hit subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel if you don't mind. I appreciate it if you do. Don't cost you nothing. That's subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification. It'll let you know whenever I go live or whenever I drop a video. I ain't gonna drop no video. I'm just gonna go live. Put it like that. I'm just go live. I ain't got time to make no video and drop edits and doing all that. My day is already filled. But I appreciate each and one of y'all for dropping in on my appreciate you. What's Coach Berry? I appreciate you. Nail, I appreciate you. With a dot, appreciate you. Jackson, JB18, appreciate you. Crystal Wise Williams, what's up? TMFB, appreciate it, appreciate it, appreciate it. Gerald D, what's going on? Jeremiah, appreciate y'all, appreciate y'all. Let me see what y'all saying though. Mark Davis saying make a few changes on special team. Yeah, special team got to get right. I think they need to put them linebackers on now. Who ain't starting. They ain't gonna miss no Tigers. Mm-mm. Miss Nail said, tell my coach Dre to have his audio on point wins. He will. He will. Like always. He gonna have it right. Don't be so hard on him, Miss Nate. Jeffrey, what's up, Jeffrey? Bentley and Hill Green will be ready to hit. You right, Jeffrey. Them boys don't mind putting them shoulder pads on. TMFB. UCF gonna run the ball and play action pass on McKinnon. I think McKinnon gonna get it done. Yeah, he gonna have to get done because they gonna pick on him. He the one they gonna pick on. So Coach Prime got to get him ready. Jackson JB 18 said, "Oh, the UCF quarterback can throw too. He just doesn't go through all this read. Uh he's not a good passer to me. He wasn't that good passer at Arkansas. He's just a big guy that can run the ball. These teams aren't showing you everything. Miss Johnson, what's going on? Crystal Williams said, hit that like button. Appreciate it, Crystal. That's right, hit the like button. Jeffrey, number 6 can hit. Number 6 can hit. Yeah, he can. That's who I like to see at that safety position. I like Stoudemire, don't get me wrong, but I love to see Herman Smith back there. Herman Smith at Jackson State was the truth. Was the truth. And in that first game, he was the truth. Gerald D said UCF quarterback is not a good passer. I agree. Miss Sam Johnson said, hey, he's doing okay. Whole unit, exactly. They are. They are. They're doing good. They need to do better. And I believe they are. I believe they are. I believe they are. Gerald said, I know Levinson knows this, but his hands may be tied on that third down thing. Yeah, I might have to agree with you on that one, buddy. I might have to agree with you on that one. BJ Green, yes, no Woods. I'm not saying no Woods. I mean, you can put Woods in the game. If you're gonna put him in, I just don't want him at that linebacker position. I would love to see him at safety or on special team. That's just me. See, it finna get crucial for Colorado. They finna run into the meat of their schedule of the Big 12, and you can't afford to lose now. You can't afford to lose no game. Nah, you see, Iowa State playing good. Uh, they got an easy schedule. Yeah, I mean an easy schedule. They don't hard to play nobody left. Got Utah. They don't hard to play nobody either. So that's why Colorado just they darn near got to win all their games, y'all. They do. They really do. But I want to thank everybody for your comments. Y'all don't mind, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. So, like I say, tell me your prediction of the game. What's the final score gonna be, and who you got win? Put it down in the chat and let's read it off and let's talk about it. I'm gonna be here with you probably about 15 more minutes. All right, 15 more minutes. 15 more minutes. Coach Barry said defensive coach need to shift the linebackers back and forth to confuse the O line like they're going to blitz. That's why not going none of that. Why that not doing none of that? Why they are not doing none of that? I don't know. Pay Bond, what's going on? I can't put the score out this week. I've been waving off. yeah, I've been waving off too. I thought we were gonna shut what you call out, but boy, them boys, I said, man. So this game, I think they're gonna pitch a shutout. Everybody keep thinking UCF running back gonna have 100 yards. He ain't getting no 100 yards on Colorado. Not this game, not Saturday, he ain't. Miss Nayo, 28-21. CU. All right. Yes, sir, paper. TMFB 28-31. Buffs. Boy, man, y'all think they gonna score that many points on CU defense? Colorado defense ain't finna go. They ain't giving up no 20 points, y'all. They must gonna do it on special team. Colorado, Colorado defense ain't finna give up that. Final score gonna be 31-3, maybe 6. I see them getting two field goals. We ain't giving up no touchdown, y'all. I'm sorry. If this is a close game, they will not beat Kansas State. Larry Young. Man, Kansas State ain't got nothing. Kansas State no laws. Kansas State gonna lose this Saturday. I ain't worried about no Kansas State. I'm worried about UCF. Mark Davis said Buff wins 35-17. I can go. I'm okay. I go with that. I go with that. I'm surprised Deb ain't put his score in yet. I believe. I believe, Coach Bear. I believe. Yeah. UCF quarterback is not good passes. That's correct. Yeah, I agree with you. Jackson, 18. UCF will have at least 200-yard rushing. Man, you out your mind. You crazy. Yeah, Ms. Nayon said UCF is hungry for CU. KJ Jefferson hung picture at his locker. It's personal. They ain't got nothing to do with that talent on the field. He better put he better put Hill Green picture in his locker. Shedeur ain't playing against him. Hill Green gonna put that pain to him. Shoot. I'm 3 hours away from Orlando here in Florida. I'm about to purchase my ticket. All right, Coach Bear. Yeah. Yeah, I got my hotel straightened out for Kansas State up there in Boulder, Colorado. So I'll see y'all in Boulder, Colorado on next Saturday. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. He gonna have to take he gonna have to make sure he don't throw to Shedeur. Huh? He gonna have to make sure you missed me on that. SB said Preston and DJ will be scoring on no adjustment. Uh, I don't think that defense gonna give up no touchdown this week. Larry Young said they need to work on the running game this game. We're gonna be all right running game. When you got the best quarterback in the league, you got to put that ball in his hand. I go with Coach Klein on that. But you still got to have a balanced running attack. They're gonna run the ball. They ran the ball a lot of times, sir. Yep. Get the ball to Travis. That's Pate Bond. That's all. You get the ball to Travis, they're gonna solve a whole lot of problems. Whole lot. Whole lot. See, Travis didn't have a full reception at the end of the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter, he didn't have a full reception. Just for if they get that ball to Travis Young, hey, I mean Travis Hunter, we're gonna be all right. Hey, you need your Colorado shirt. The number's at the bottom of the screen. Put your order in and get your shirt. Go to my YouTube page, click on the community, and stroll. You'll see it what I posted over there in community to get your Colorado shirt. The link is there. It tell you how much the shirt is. Tell you it take 2 to 3 days for shipping. If you don't get it today, hey, just remember go over there and get the shirt. Support Miss Christy Robinson. She sponsored this broadcast, and I appreciate her for doing that. I'm trying to give her support back. Hey, get your Colorado's jersey shirt. Feels good. See you patch on the side. Feels good. I'm telling you, you can't beat it. If y'all don't mind, support Christy Robinson if you don't mind. I appreciate it if you do. Y'all are so kind. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But like I say, I expect CU to have a good game. I think they're gonna win. I think they're gonna win. I think they're gonna win. The defense, listen, Colorado defense gonna tote them through UCF and the Big 12 conference this year. They the strength of the team. When you got Robert Livingston, the defense coordinator, along with this linebacker group we can't help but to be dominant. The key thing is we can't hurt ourselves. We got to be more disciplined. We can't be jumping outside. We can't be holding. We can't be doing personal fouls and all that stuff on the defensive side and just to hurt us. You know the referees against us. We already know that. We got to beat the team and the referees too. But it's up to the coaching staff, the defense coordinator, along with the position coaches to put the best players on the field. If Colorado do that, I just don't see nobody beat. I just don't on this schedule. I don't see every team in this conference play so far. So far, Colorado just making a few mistakes in a game and it caught making the game close. That's all. And personnel changes is what causing some of it. If they straighten that out, Colorado gonna be all right, y'all. They gonna be all right. They gonna be all right because their defense gonna keep them in the game. Now I just need the offense get together. I need the offensive line to block on for the run. I need the offensive line to block for Shedeur. Shedeur only need 3 seconds. 3 seconds to get that ball out of his hands. 3 seconds. And Shedeur, make your first and second read. Don't wait for the long pass or the long reception. Take what that defense gives you. It's okay to dump it down to a running back. It's okay to throw a short pass to your tight end or your wide receiver. It's okay. You ain't got to go for the home run all the time. You don't. And I don't like those hits that he's taking at the end of a play. The referee is not going to call it. I just need Shedeur to get rid of that ball quickly as possible. We can't afford him to get hurt or injured. We need our quarterback. We need two. We need two to be two. He been doing good so far, but I think he can do better. We ain't seen his offense peaking yet. We just haven't. When they're running back and the wide receiver clicking at the same time, they're gonna be hard to handle offensively. It's gonna be hard to handle offensively. We just need them to click at the same time. Both sides of the ball need to get off to a fast start. Coach Barry, 31-14. See you. I go with that. I don't know which CU team is going to show up. Miss Selvin Johnson, yeah. Miss John, you have Miss John. Mark Davis, the best game plan, Buffs need to control the clock, keep UCF offense off the field, limit their possession. I agree. I agree. I agree. It's just Selma Johnson. Don't shut out. You could. She gonna kill me with that. Miss Johnson, I ain't fooling with you. We gonna shut a team out. And once we shut that team out, Miss Johnson, I want you to come back with the same energy. The same energy that we ain't gonna shut them out. We're gonna shut them out. We're gonna shut a team out. Defense just that good. Miss Nayo, I agree about the online. Block, block, block. Yeah, they need to block. Coach Barry, what's up, Coach Barry? You're pretty active tonight. Put the ball in Welch's hand and that the ball gonna move and mix it up with the passing game. Stop UCF number 2 and number 7, and it will be a blowout. Number 2 and number 7, that's their running back. Everybody talking about. We're gonna stop them. They go if Colorado go to a 4-3, I guarantee we stop. Mark Davis, you just said a mouthful. That's how they control the clock. Dinkin Ducks. TMFB. They have flashes of a number one team in the Big 12 at times. They do. They do. I'm serious. They just haven't clicked at the same time. Once this offense get this really the offense line. If this offense line ever get together, they find out who they want to play at what position, we're gonna be all okay. See, the problem is the pressure coming up the middle, the center position. Colorado just don't have another center. Hank Lazinski, he right at 300 pounds, but Yakira Walker, his bag up is smaller than him. It's smaller than him. It's smaller than him. That's all I got to say. And if they move Benson back to right guard and bring Cordell Thomas to transfer in from LSU and put him down at right guard and move Khalil Benson back to right tackle, I think they're gonna solve their problem. Got Tyler Brown at left guard, and you got the big Jordan Senior freshman. He gonna be okay. And then if anybody else struggle on the offensive line, man, I bring Yo-Yo in. Yo-Yo 330, 340, 50 pounds. You got big man, you got all them guys with that, but it's a lot of things been said. See, we're not at practice. I don't know what's going on. I heard they be chopping off sides a lot on the offensive line. The reason why some of them ain't playing. So I don't know. I'm not there, so I'm not gonna put that rumor out there. I don't know. Like that's right, Elaine. You got Flapjack too. That's right. Protect too. You're right. He might let Jimmy try to shine this week because Jimmy is from Florida. Yeah, Jim. You can look for Jimmy to get off this game. Yeah, but I'm telling you right now, they don't get that ball to Travis. Travis gonna piss a fit over there on that sideline now. Travis want to win. Travis grew up in Florida now. He grew up in Florida, y'all. He sure did. So you got to get that ball to Travis too. LeJounte Webster from Florida. There's a lot of these guys going home, man. Can you imagine the pressure gonna be on these guys going back to their hometown? They already celebrities because of Coach Prime. It's gonna be a lot of pressure on these guys, man. A lot of pressure on them, man. So it's gonna be a lot of pressure. You got their friends gonna be there. You got their classmate gonna be there. You got their family member gonna be there. Worrying them about this. Hey, get me an autograph get me a picture with Shedeur, Shiloh, Travis, Coach Prime. Man, people just need to bag off and let these guys concentrate and let these guys stay focused this week and save it after the game. Before the game, shoot, man, they need to just stage themselves and be ready. Be ready, because this is going to be their biggest test so far of the year. It's going to be their biggest test. This is going to be Colorado's biggest test, this game right here against uh, UCF. Yeah, they got a quarterback that can run the ball, and they got two running backs that can run the ball. So they're going to put a lot of pressure on this defense. If this defense come out and be physical and keep them linebackers on the field and make UCF a passing team, we good. We good. We good. And the offense, when they first get the ball, they need to go down there and score a touchdown. That'll take the pressure off everybody. Mark Davis say, Baylor never threw the ball on Travis' side. They kept picking on Hard and McKinney. I agree. But them two gonna bounce back this year. Hodge and McKinney gonna bounce back this year. He might try to let number 5. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. But anyway, hey, like I said, I'm looking for a big game. I'm looking for a big game. I'm looking for a big game from Colorado. I think they're gonna step up and make the adjustment and come out and shock the world. They ain't gonna shock me because I think they're gonna win. 31-6 or 3. 31-6 or 31-3. I think Colorado take care. All right. All right. Hey, I got to get out of here. Want to thank all of y'all for tuning in tonight. I appreciate my guest tonight, Brian Howell, sports beat writer for Colorado, Buff Zone. If y'all don't mind going in and read some of these articles I read, I keep up with him. He does a good job covering Colorado. I want to thank him for being my guest tonight. And I want to thank you for being supportive and coming over and watching the broadcast with me along with him. And don't forget, I'll be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with the main man out of America, Steve Whitler. And on Wednesday night, Coach Drake will be here. Thursday, Greg said it. Friday, I'll be back solo. Saturday, I'll be doing a post-game show. And Sunday, I'll be back with Rod the Man Media. I'm here every night with you at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All right? Hey, you ain't got to turn on your TV unless you're watching YouTube Sports Talk with BWatts. How about that? All right? All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Be blessed. Love y'all. Appreciate it. Thank y'all. Hey, follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter, X. And I'm also on LinkedIn. BWatts0 on Instagram. Bernard Watts on Facebook and LinkedIn. And BWatts on X. How about that? Y'all follow me, okay? Miss Nail, appreciate you. Appreciate y'all. Y'all follow me. Follow me on my Instagram. That's BWatts0. Follow me on LinkedIn. Bernard Watts. Follow me on X. Follow me on Facebook, Bernard Watts. Follow me. All right? Appreciate it. Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. I'll definitely see y'all tomorrow night.
Out for this snap. Ooh, Marshall. Oh, goodness. How many times have we seen Nikai Hill-Green lower the boom?
Oh, my goodness. I love Nikai Hill-Green.
Timeouts for Colorado, chasing 2 touchdowns. Play.
You ever toward him? Get your ass up field. Stop all the bullshit. Go, goddammit.
Bro, get out the way, bro.
Yeah, we playing. We ain't got time for that. I need to keep playing. failing because we keep trusting our talent. Your talent is just like your gift. It runs hand in hand with your curse. And if you don't know how to balance that thing out, man, let me tell you something. This life will eat you alive. And the ups and downs of wins and losses will start to determine how you see life. I learned more in my losses than I learned in my wins. I learned more in my failures than I did in my wins. My wins, they were cute. My losses defined who I am. On this side, I want three things. I want you to think about three things. Who are you? Who do you represent? And what are you chasing? Those questions gotta be answered before you.
If I'm telling you rabbit, bro, we hunting. We got to buckle up, right? We got to play hard nose. But if I'm saying bird, that's pass. Right? So now you can get loose. You can wiggle with them. But that's ownership. If I don't tell you nothing else, ain't ownership in the game.
See, I just go out there and play. I don't really care about the rankings. I just go out there and show people that I can do whatever I want. I can really play. I can play offense. I can play defense. If you need to play quarterback, I can play quarterback. I'm all over the field. And
you got to bet on you. It's so funny that you believe in others. You would bet on others. You would support others. You would be there for others. You would even lie at times for others. But when it comes to you, you take a darn back seat. I don't understand it. I'm going to bet on me. Now that hope has elapsed, it's time for expectation. And I hope you're sitting there with expectation that when you pull into the stadium or you turn on that television, that we're going to give you what you desire.
Sports Talk with BWatts Entertainment. I'm your host, Bernard Watts.
We should.